and welcome to Vape Talk UK, episode 4727.
At least.
So, literally before we went live, we this is quite an awkward conversation now because Lindsay just walked in, but
carry on.
Go on. Someone explain what we're talking about, so I don't have to say it.
Chris reckons he gets it, and I'm not saying he's lying. I believe him. Chris reckons he gets it probably 3 to 4 times a week, right? And everyone
not every week,
most weeks, and we've all just said, "What the hell? That's a lot, right?"
For a married man.
For a married man, that's a lot, and he thinks that's normal. So. I mean, Mark's unlucky. He's on like once every 6 months, maybe.
Wait a minute. So if you're on that how often now, right? If you're often like once every couple of months, maybe, you've obviously moved down from something, which I'm presuming is roughly what I'm at now. What I want to know is, where did you start? Did you not ever have those teenage days where you went out and, you get it every night?
No.
So the question to the chat is 3 to 4 times a week normal?
Well, this is a poll, isn't it?
Oh, you didn't give me a chance to do a poll.
So also thank you, Vape Extreme, for the Twitch Prime subscription.
Appreciate that, buddy.
Jared Neck 8306. We shag multiple times a week, and we've been married 14 years.
What? No, either he's got a massive cock or he's a liar.
He's actually a friend of mine watching for the first time. He's out in Georgia. That's what GA stands for. But I can't tell whether he's taking the piss because obviously they don't call it shag out there. So that makes me think he might be taking the piss.
Must have seen Austin Powers.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, so how many of us are dead?
Well, one less of us here tonight. Poor Chandler, who's over 65, got sneezed on at a bus stop, and he won't be coming back. I'm sorry, guys.
I did sneeze in the queue in CoOp the other day, earlier this week, and people looked at me as if I was evil, and the woman behind the counter shouted, "Get out!" So...
I basically had to elbow drop a granny to get some chicken today. Like, I'm not fucking kidding you. The shops are fucking empty, yeah? There's nothing on the shelves. We go in. Now, it doesn't actually say... I just saw the type 1 or 2 in chat, and I'm like, what? So half the shelves were empty, and all the other shelves were full. There was no in between. There was no, there's some of this and some of that. There was either nothing or loads of. So, a friend of mine works offshore, and he says, I'm stuck in Malaysia, or no, Singapore. I'm getting a flight back as soon as I can, but can I get some food delivered to your house? Because I've got nothing in the house. I said, yeah, of course you can. So he was buying like lentils and rice and shit, but big bags. And he was getting it delivered. I says, right, well, I'm going to go down the shop and get some bits locally. Do you want like tins of stuff, like spaghetti, beans, soup, tomatoes, whatever? And he was like, yeah, pick me up some. So that was fine. So I went down to the shop, and they had an offer on the side. It was 6 tins of spaghetti hoops for £3, right? So I got 6. I thought, I'll give him 3, I'll have 3. Then they had 4 tins of Heinz soup for £2. So I thought, I'll get him 4, me 4, that's fine. And then they had 2 packets of chicken left, which I got both of, obviously. And then they had a few other bits. So I went up to the till, and some old lady is looking at me funny. And I'm like, what's going on here? And she was looking around. I could tell she was looking for a sign saying there was limits to what you could get, but she couldn't see one because there wasn't one. So I was like, yeah, smug as fuck. And I put my shopping on, and then the bird at the till says, there's limits on those. And this granny looked like she just won the fucking lottery. And she went to speak, and I says, some of it's not mine. And then the old granny shut up again. So I was like, yeah, some of it's for my friend who's working offshore. And she's like, is he with you? And I was like, no. And she was like, I'm not sure if I'll be able to put it through. And the old granny's fucking getting ready to just start cheering like fucking 1966 World Cup. And then the bird says, but you could split it into 2 lots if you want. And then the old granny was back to being depressed again. So I'm moving this shit to like so I wasn't allowed to get the 6 tins of hoops. I had to do them in 2 3s or a 4 and a 2, but that meant I didn't get the offer because they were 2 separate transactions. So I was raging about that. But anyway, long story short, I'm not sure if I had to separate the shit into 2 lots on the till and then put the divider in the way. And that sneaky bitch snuck one of my chicken onto her side before she put the fucking thing down. So I put the first lot through, and I'd purposely left a space in the bag to put the second lot of chickens so they were together. And so I got the second lot, and I was like, there's something missing. She'd buried my chicken in all of her shit and tried hiding it on her side. So I was like, my chicken's missing. And the old lady starts getting a bit fucking panicky. And I'm like, where's my fucking chicken? And I was like, so I moved, then the lady picked up the barrier, to, obviously because I was done. And behind the barrier, I could see the fucking chicken packet. So I just slapped all her shopping across her side and got my chicken back. I nearly rugby tackled her.
So Chris got robbed by a geriatric today.
Mm.
Amazing.
Isn't it a bit cruel to say there's an offer on 6 tins, but then there's a limit?
No. It's like dangling a carrot and then fucking realise the carrot's made of arsehole.
Oh dear.
Our school has just cancelled the final. Unfortunately, the last street dance club tomorrow has had to be cancelled.
Oh no.
What a shame.
Yeah. And on that note, what are you vaping on, Mark?
I am vaping on. There's this new juice called Corona.
Oh yeah.
It's no, I'm on same old. I've been using the Gate, and as you all know, I'm a Reaper fan, and I'm trying to work out what the difference in flavour is. I think it might be the airflow.
Is it more open?
No, it's just as tight, but I'm just getting odd flavours from it.
Talking of toit bastards, where's Lloyd?
It's working, mate.
Yeah.
Loser. God, has he not been quarantined for 2 weeks?
I mean, basically, he lives in a shipping container, doesn't he?
Yeah, full of bananas.
Oh, okay.
Diddy's been forcibly isolated. Oh no, he's been timed out. He's crying. Yeah, so I'm on same old, and I couldn't be asked to go downstairs earlier to get some batteries, so I pulled out a rather battered-looking drag.
Amazing.
How many
mate.
people own them?
That's me.
Markski, for fear of asking yourself, what are you vaping on? Because I think I might know.
Go on then. I'll give you a guess.
Are you vaping on your Corona mod?
I'm on the Corona Reaper V3 and Gin and Tonic, as always.
Nice.
Yeah. You publicly put a post out today, didn't you, Mark?
Oh, the about the other Corona.
Yeah.
What?
So I sold a Corona, the first one that I got.
The orange one?
Yeah. I sold it
Oh,
to a
that's
chap
beautiful.
in France, and he gave me his. We exchanged. Well, he gave me the money, PayPal. He gave me his address. I boxed it up, sent it. I had the correct address on the label. I forgot to put the guy's name on the label, even though the full address was there, the postcode, the city, province, everything like that. So the parcel went from here down south. It went across the channel, went through customs. It went through various distribution centres. It went to the guy's local post office, and then they refused to deliver it because it didn't have the guy's name on it. So it was being returned to me. It never came back. I had it insured for £250. So I had to appeal for compensation. So I provided screenshots of what I paid the modder for the mod, which was, can't remember, 363 euros or something. I posted that. I gave them pictures of the receipt and the insurance cover, which was up to 250. And then today I received a check for £63.25.
Wow.
What?
And I have no mod and 63 quid.
I'm wondering if Badger might be able to answer this. I don't understand, right? You pay extra to insure something up to the value of, and I guess, and you pick the next one up because it fell into the value of that product. So you paid insurance to cover you for the value of the product, but then they only paid out 60 odd quid. What's that all about?
For what I believe, or from what I read earlier, I think you might be covered for the whole amount if it's within the UK. But I think if it's international tracked and signed, you're only covered up to until 50 quid plus postage, which sounds about right because they gave me £62 or whatever, and the postage was about 12 odd quid. So that makes sense to me.
If it was tracked, wouldn't the return be tracked as well?
It was tracked up until the guy's local depot, and then they updated the tracking and said it was being returned to the sender because the address was incorrect. And it still says that. It hasn't even come back to the UK yet.
You might find it just appears one day.
Yeah, you might do. I sent a tank to South Africa on the 6th of January, and it arrived last week.
I sent I think it was October 2019, maybe September. I sent a deck of playing cards to Poland or Lithuania, one of the two. It arrived at the local depot. There was something on there to do with it not being signed for. So I don't know whether someone wasn't home or they refused to sign it, or whether they got customs charges and refused to pay it. It said being returned to sender. I got that parcel back on Monday.
Wow.
No, yeah, Monday.
There's hope.
Yes.
Yeah, Monday last week.
So there's hope.
Yeah, there's a good chance that because of all this coronavirus bullshit, that it's like, for instance, a guy sent me, I got a new Power Rangers Megazord off Facebook and a big retro Power Ranger thing. He sent that on Monday, first class recorded. No, Friday, first class recorded. He paid 13 quid, so it should have probably been here Saturday. It's now Tuesday and it's still not here. But I checked the tracking and it's just taking like 3 times as long.
Yeah.
So it might just be that it is on its way back, but it's just taking ages. Because that's in the UK. Do you know what I mean? That's just like
France gone into lockdown, haven't they?
Yeah, that's the north of England to here. Do you know what I mean? And it got to the Aberdeen depot this morning.
Yeah.
And then it's got another like 45-mile journey from there to here. So they've obviously done that today, and it might be delivered tomorrow.
Maybe they had a few poker nights in between.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, the thing is, I'm not that bothered because the guy put in a claim for his money back, and I sent proof that it had been posted, and I sent proof that it had not been signed for or do not sign for, blah blah blah, and they deducted the cost of the postage, and I didn't tell them that they charged me return postage, but they presumed that they did, so they charged me twice. They charged him twice the postage, and took that off there for the playing cards.
Brilliant.
So I got like the playing cards back, and I got the postage each way out of it, even though I only paid one way.
So what are you vaping on, Chris?
I am vaping on that got salt stuff from last week in the Nord. from last week. My life doesn't change. Very simple man of simple pleasures, me.
But he gets it 3 times a week, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Well,
What
It's
happened to your What happened to your billet box? I thought you were a billet box man.
I still got one, but I got a Nord, and the coils were just amazing. I loved them. I actually hated the look of the Nord. I thought it was ugly as fuck. The mouthpiece was uncomfortable, but I had one and I didn't use it. And then I went to Dale's house and I had a Lyra because I was using the Orion all the time. I had a Lyra and I got in his hot tub and it broke, and he gave me a Nord because after I fell out of the Orion, I decided I was going to go back to my billet box, but I had this Lyra and a few pods to try out, so I thought I'd try it. So he gave me this, and I was stuck down in Leeds for a whole week with just this, and I got so used to the vape. And once I'd taken the plug out of it and I'd bit the plastic off the outside of this, just the feel of it, the vape that I get from it, how good the coils are, I've just not changed. I've not gone back to it. It's painful, like, because this costs like 27 quid or whatever. And a billet box cost me 300, and that just sits there.
Have you still got it, Em?
I've got one. I had like 6 at one point. I've got one, I just don't use them anymore.
Alex,
Cass?
what are you vaping on?
Limelight Wicket with the Dwarf that I bought today. It's alright. Patty Bum Bum. Just can't say the actual name.
Hey,
On the sat bum. And then my ode to Chandler.
Incredible.
Defiant Designs DS with the Hobo Drifter on top and a ridiculous drip tip.
Nice.
Is the drip tip just for Chandler?
No, it's off the best tank of all time, so I quite enjoy using it from time to time.
What's the tank it's from?
Subtank Mini.
Really? Hold it up.
Is this Subtank mini drip tip?
It really
Incredible.
is.
Yeah.
Do you feel that because you kind of owe it, you spent so long vaping it in the early days that it just feels so comfortable, it feels so right, it'll always be your favourite.
I used it for 3 months in 2015 or whenever it came out, and then I went back to smoking. So then when I started vaping again, I thought I've got to try it, but I still love it.
Incredible.
Brilliant.
The Subtank Mini was a cracking tank, still is. When it first came out, you got the tank, you got spare glass, you got the RBA head, you got coils, you got 2 packets of cotton, all the spares. It was
banging.
It was a banging deal.
Yeah, rebuildable section as well,
Yeah.
which is a pain in the dick to build.
I was always an Atlantis or Nautilus man.
Yeah, there was always two halves though. You're either the Atlantis Nautilus people or you were a Kanga.
So I was a
Hangable.
Subtank. I was a Subtank guy. I loved the Subtank.
Chris, I'm going to buy you a Subtank Mini so you can try it.
Oh, we sold them. We had them in stock.
They're probably still available new for a $5.
Probably. But no, the Subtank, not using the high ohm stuff. As far as I think it was the 0.5 coils, wasn't it, on the Subtank?
Yeah.
The OCC square.
No, before the OCCs.
It was the 0.5s.
It was the 0.5s, wasn't it?
Well, they were OCCs and then they became SSOCCs because they made them stainless, didn't they?
The original one, there was ones before the OCC ones.
Okay.
They were just a standard 0.5. I think they were Canthal 0.5, weren't they?
Yeah.
But no, that's the coils weren't great. They didn't last forever. But this was back in the days where the only decent juice was American, and it was loaded with sweetener. So I wouldn't know, to be fair. Which leaves us with Cass. What are you vaping on, mate?
I've got my .io again. Last few weeks, I've been vaping 3 milligram, and today I swapped it out for, and I've lost the bottle. I've got the Pod Salt Cali Greens at 20 milligram. It's absolutely kicking my ass. Yeah, like because I was quite happily vaping 3 milligrams on this, and now I've put it down to mouth to lung ish, and vaping this, and even now I'm just like, I forgot how strong this shit is. But that's kind of, maybe that's what I needed, because at one point I was vaping 20 milligrams like it was 3 milligrams.
Yeah.
So to go off it for a few weeks and go back on it, you really feel it.
Yeah.
But this .io has not failed me yet, and I have dropped it a few times, and it's survived, and it's great. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Agreed, Chris.
Did you see? We've got some black smoked tanks for it.
I didn't. What are you selling them for?
Full retail.
Yeah, what is full retail?
I don't know, 12 quid maybe. I can't remember.
That's about right. I did see one. I think it was. Who was it selling it? Might have been Yorkshire Vapor. They were selling purple ones, which was cool.
What is a .ao cost?
They vary from about 65 quid up to about 90 quid, depending on where you buy it from.
I'll be right back.
What are they? Are they regulated? The MOSFET, or they got a MOSFET or something in them?
Yeah, so depending on the resistance that resistance coil you put in, you've basically got this sort of button here. And then, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you can kind of see 4 power levels light up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And in the booklet, it gives you a little graph of to what the actual wattage calculation is, depending on the thing. So on a 1.8 or 1.6 plus, it'll be 10 watts, 12 watts, or 8, 10, 12, or 14, depending on what your thing is. And then I think the maximum is 25 watts. On the lowest resistance, highest power is about 25 watts.
It won't be tight enough for your butt.
No,
Yeah,
I wouldn't buy that shit.
Yeah, even right shut down, it's not that tight. But it's a nice vape. It is a nice vape, and it, considering I can charge it if I get stuck, it's a single battery, so I'm not having to double charge batteries. And I get, when I want it to be cloudy, it's nice and cloudy. So
the
Sorry, how
0.3
much-
coils are banging actually.
really, really good coils.
How much does a .io end up costing? I missed that, sorry.
So anywhere between about 60 and 90 quid, depending on where you buy it.
Have a look on your wholesale accounts.
I will do. Back in a minute.
The OG one is going to be more expensive. The SE edition is aluminium, isn't it?
What was the other one made out of?
Aluminium.
Aluminium. All I know is that one's like lighter.
The SE's got plastic doors, I think, and is a zinc alloy.
Oh, okay.
It's about half the weight. And
Yeah.
patinas.
It's exactly the same functionality, though. Shall I do some news?
Let's do some news.
Cool. So got some thought pieces today. So bear with me. So the first one is the CDC's shift from vaping to the COVID-19 pandemic highlights the crucial differences between real and metaphorical epidemics. So the agency scaremongering about e-cigarettes undermined its credibility on the eve of a true public health crisis. The CDC, an agency that is currently focusing on the core mission reflected in its name, until recently was darkly warning us about a very different type of epidemic. An increase in e-cigarette use by teenagers coupled with an outbreak of vaping-related lung injuries. So the CDC switch from vaping to COVID-19 highlights the moral and practical differences between actual epidemics and metaphorical epidemics of risky behavior, both of which fall under the all-encompassing umbrella of public health. Even within that framework, which is built around minimizing morbidity and mortality, the CDC's conflation of EVALI, which is e-cigarette or vaping associated lung injuries, with vaping in general was counterproductive, impeding the harm-reducing shift from conventional cigarettes to nicotine delivery systems that are far less dangerous. By fostering confusion about the relative hazards of smoking and vaping, the CDC damaged its credibility on the eve of a public health crisis in which policymakers and the rest of us are expected to rely on its expertise. Vaping is something people choose to do. In that respect, it resembles many other phenomena that activists, politicians, bureaucrats, and academics have described as epidemics or public health problems, including smoking, overeating, using illegal drugs, riding a motorcycle or bicycle without a helmet, gambling, and playing violent video games and watching violent movies or pornography. So COVID-19, by contrast, is something that happens to people. They do not consciously choose to be infected, although they can do things that increase or decrease that risk. So whilst there's plenty of room for debate about the legality and effectiveness of specific policies aimed at curtailing the spread of COVID-19, there's a stronger argument for coercive measures when we're confronted by a potentially deadly disease that moves from person to person. That argument is much less compelling when we're talking about self-regarding actions that may lead to disease or injury, but do not inherently endanger other people. So essentially what this is saying is, is the credibility of the CDC ruined because they put so much pressure into what is essentially a non-existent epidemic now that they're in the eve or in the midst of something that is very much serious and a health to public risk, or risk to public health. What do we think? Was anyone listening?
Yeah, I was, and I had this conversation with someone before the show. What was your question?
So my question is, do we think that the CDC's credibility has been absolutely ruined by the fact that they've essentially tried to destroy the vaping industry for an epidemic that really isn't actually a thing, now that they're in the midst of one that is very much a problem?
Did they ever have any credibility?
You mean like crying wolf?
Yeah, in a way.
Yeah, I suppose so. I mean, I don't know. I kind of think that anyone who buys into that shit anyway, it's a struggle to understand how anyone lives when every single thing that they release and say is dangerous. That if you buy into everything, then you'll never fucking leave your house. Do you know what I mean? I understand that there's risks involved, and I understand it's a serious situation, but at the same time, you can't. This is why the world's just gone to shit, because everyone is panicking.
Yeah.
And the fact of the matter is, like, 220,000 people died of flu last year.
Yeah.
There's been less than 220,000 fatalities because of this. So whether it was COVID-19,
yeah, but it's only been 3 months versus a whole year.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This may have only been 3 months, but in comparison, what's the total death toll?
It's about 7,500.
7,500, and there was 220,000. So even if it did another 7,500 every month from now until December, we'll still be less.
It won't, though. It'll have it will compound. So 7,000 this month, 14,000 extra next month, 32,000 extra month after.
Yeah, but you're still talking probable. So probably within that range.
The thing is, they're going to lock it down anyway. Say everyone in the world stays at home, and then they go out after lockdown. No one's got immunity to it, and it will just happen again. We'll have to lock down again. It will just go in cycles.
Yeah,
the amount of cases that were today was 1,950. So that was a rise of 407 within 24 hours. Which is quite a lot. Like.
And the UK death toll yesterday went from 35 in the morning, 21 in the morning to 35 in the evening.
Mm.
Is the people that are dying, do they all fit into a demographic?
Yeah. People
apparently, however, there are people apparently under 40 on ventilators.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that's worrying people is not so much the numbers; it's the fact that this is something that hasn't been seen before in humans, and it seems to be very infectious. Now, for want of not turning this into a show about coronavirus, I'm going to go with your thing, Chris, about the whole thing about who do we trust. Now, if we don't trust the CDC or the WHO, who do we trust for our information on these things?
Boris.
Anyone that's not being funded by, back scratched by the government.
So independence, essentially.
Yeah.
I heard the other day that Bill Gates had a huge stake in the team that are closest to finding a cure.
Well, Trump apparently approached a German laboratory trying to buy the rights if they figure out the vaccine.
What?
They
For,
said no, didn't they?
for himself
They said
personally?
no.
For himself
For
No,
America.
to buy him, yeah.
Yeah.
Madness.
Yeah, so Damon says scientists. Dennis has said, yeah, sick and old, mostly people with COPD, etc. So I guess that's talking about the demographic. Yeah, Badger says 225,000 suicides this year. I'm self-isolating from knives, drugs, and rope. Yeah, so Dennis... Sorry, go on, Mark.
No, I was going to say, Damon, we trust the Royal College of Physicians.
Yeah? I haven't actually seen any statements from them on this.
No, not yet.
No.
Coronavirus has been on The Simpsons.
Yeah, 1994. Series 4, episode 21.
You sad cunt.
I was going to say, you're a big Simpsons fan.
And this is why he doesn't get it more than twice a month.
No, I'd love to pretend that I actually knew what that was. I just saw a meme with it about 20 minutes before the show, and it said that exact thing.
As the Royal College of Physicians, have they released their 10-year report yet? I thought that was supposed to be due out.
They did they do something recently?
I think they did, not so long ago.
Did we not share that in the group and have a read?
I think we might have done.
I think we did. I think we did.
You might have shared it in the group, but not everyone had a read.
G'day, Lump. Good to see you, mate.
Right. Now, again, this is going to be a virus-related bit of news, but does anyone remember last week when I was talking about the New York mayor saying how if you were a vapor or a smoker, you were at higher risk?
Well,
Yeah.
Why don't you... Right. The New York, say the word again.
The New York mayor, New York City mayor.
So instead of him being a mayor, you just make this noise that goes, nah,
Mayor.
nah.
It's the
mayor.
a horse in it, a mare.
Yeah.
Maybe. The mayor. The mayor. Right. So basically, it says the number of cases of coronavirus has reached nearly 200,000 around the globe. Yet there's still a significant amount unknown about it. For example, scientists have not yet confirmed whether individuals who've contracted it then become immune to it or whether it's possible to be reinfected. The same is also true regarding whether lifestyle choices such as smoking or vaping increase the risk of getting it. A claim recently stated by the New York City mayor, Bill de Blasio. According to Dr. Michael Mathey, the Associate Director of Critical Care Medicine at the University of California, San Francisco, he says the answer is yes, although it's not currently known to what extent. Based on prior studies with other pulmonary infections, both bacterial and viral, it's highly likely that cigarette smoking and vaping will increase the risk of the pneumonia and increase its severity, although we don't know to what extent. This belief is based on previous studies that have found nicotine inhaled into the lungs of mice can delay the clearance of the virus. Experts have also pointed to a 2019 study conducted by the WHO, which found that 47.6% of men in China smoke, to show a possible link between smoking and the virus. After China's Center for Disease Control and Prevention reported that more men were contracting and dying from the coronavirus than women. The rest of it is basically flat fluff, but it says while it's not confirmed what link, if any, exists between smoking, vaping, and the coronavirus, experts have confirmed that individuals who are older or have underlying health issues are at a higher risk.
That's contrary to what I've heard about PG.
Well, that PG supposedly kills the virus.
No one I know that vapes is dead from corona yet.
No one that I know is dead from it yet.
No one I know has contracted it yet.
Oh, I know one person who just coughed in the background. I swear I can hear someone coughing.
Oh, that's a baby.
That was perfectly timed.
He hasn't got coronavirus though.
Sorry. What was I saying? I know one person, but he's not been labelled with it. His son was showing symptoms, so they decided to isolate the family.
Yeah, I mean,
The other thing I don't get. Sorry.
and they said anyone with a cough or a fever should self-isolate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Anyone.
I'm pretty sure I had 3 back-to-back viruses at the end of December, going into the end of January, and I had the usual shit. I had the fever, I had the sweats, cough, bringing up stuff, all that shit, and then that kind of went away, and I was left with a cough, and then it came back again a second time. I was left with a cough, and then it came back a third time, and then it went away, and the cough went away. It was all the signs of the corona thing. I mean, it could have been something else, but
2 of the birds I work with, they had similar symptoms for about a month, 2 months.
yeah, mine lasted about a month. It was 4 to 5 weeks.
Yeah, they had it somewhere between like 4 and 6 weeks,
Mm.
and then it just went.
It affects. I think it can affect people differently. Some people are completely unaware that they've even had it. Some people might get the fever, the cough.
Well,
Some people might get it and not even get the cough or the fever.
There's 3 strains, isn't there?
Something along those lines.
I'm hoping Cass gets it and he forgets about his juice that I keep forgetting to post.
Did you not post it again?
No, I forgot.
So I just sit there looking doe-eyed at the postman as he walks past with nothing.
I was wrestling old ladies at Tesco's.
It's cool, man. It's fine. I get the same treatment from Mark, who's supposed to have posted me something.
At least I packaged it. That's like 3/4 of the work.
Yeah. Although we were, what happened to Chicken Shop, Mark?
Ooh, more coughing.
I asked everyone for their addresses and no one gave me them. So
I sent you mine.
you're the only one that did.
Oh. Well. There we go.
Cass is the only one that's ultra keen for free shit, though, isn't he? He's
Someone
on
asked
the
for
ball.
my... Yeah.
You've been watching the World
Same
Cup and
chicken
you say,
shop.
"Is that you?" We're watching the World Cup and you say, "Is that a free kit?" And before you finish the sentence, he's got his inbox to his address.
Oh dear. Right. So yeah. Anyway, that's my news for this week. Just a couple of virusy related pieces, as per. Got to keep it relevant. That and there's fuck all else news going on at the moment. There really is.
There's
What happened to
nothing.
What happened to Brexit?
What?
What happened to Brexit? Are we still leaving?
I don't think we'll have much of a government at the end of this, let alone anything else. Right. Bit of news from Expo. Last we heard, they were keeping an eye on it, weren't they, at one point? And now they've cancelled it. They've postponed it until October, which is just next one.
Like Brexit.
Coronavirus was the bullet that Expo wanted to be able to say that they had to dodge.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Maybe they're behind it.
yeah, maybe
They
that's
sent it
it.
to China so none of the Chinese people could come over to the expo.
Ugh. Apparently, China's in remission. They've stopped dying.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't trust anything China says, to be honest.
Yeah.
Don't trust anything they say, but we're
2
quite happy to buy
seconds, the child
everything
wants
they
me.
make.
They've probably blown up Wuhan and said, yeah, there's no sick people anymore.
They've just blown it up.
But isn't there people in China who have already had the virus, cured of it, and then got it again?
Different strain, though.
Yeah. A worse one, like a mega strain. Like
I think L. It's called L, strain L. It's going to be the deadliest.
good. Oh, Matt Sobo, thank you for the follow.
I think it's a good call that they cancelled the Expo, to be honest.
Oh god, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, in the current situation of keeping contact minimal and countries closing their borders, and I was chatting to a mate in Southern Ireland a couple of days ago, and he was saying all the pubs are shut, shops are shut, doctors' surgeries shut, the military are patrolling the streets, telling people to get back inside and all sorts. And the last thing I'd want to do is go to an event that's got so many thousand people in the one room and everybody's, regardless if you're popping a fresh drip tip out to put on a tank that someone, well,
Yeah.
200 odd people have sucked before you.
It's just a
madness.
room of aerosolized breath, isn't it? It gets carried in droplets, and what is vapor? I mean,
I'll be back shortly, lads. I've
Okay.
got my sort of child out.
No, mate.
no worries, mate.
He's
Well-
off for one of his 3 or 4 a week, isn't he?
So, hang on, we've kind of gone back to. What were we talking about?
Expo cancellation. No, you're right. You wouldn't want to suck on a mod that 5,000 other people have sucked on.
Yeah.
But you'll happily take a hooker. I suppose she's doing the sucking. Anyway, it's true. Have they done the right thing? I think they've made the right decision now to cancel it through choice rather than being made to cancel it and being left with a shitstorm later on in the day.
Well, they're better than the Formula One who cancelled the whole weekend 2 hours before practice.
So have they completely cancelled the rest of the season then for Formula One?
No, they've just cancelled Australia for the minute and China.
Well, you're not getting into Australia anyway because you've got to be isolated for 2 weeks. It's bad enough getting to Australia as it is without the coronavirus.
I mean, most people book Australia for 2 weeks. They go in there, getting quarantined, and then flying home again.
What do you reckon the accommodation's like?
Probably not shit. It's probably a hotel they've taken over, and you
Well,
get
the,
stuck in a hotel room, and that's it.
A couple of the hotels by Heathrow have been completely bought out purely for isolation of people coming back.
We joked about this last week, didn't we? So where are we going?
What? Oh. Spain have now got the military on the streets, so that's probably out.
Disneyland have closed Disneyland.
I think Holland are pretty cool with the corona. I think they haven't got much going on over there
Yeah, I think
in
that seems
terms
to
of
be all right.
cases.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, let's go to Amsterdam. I'm down.
Where can we get in and out of easily?
Scotland.
What have we got? What have we got? We've got Amsterdam, Milan.
Yeah.
Wales.
Oh, Dennis says the Netherlands are pretty locked down too.
Oh, are they?
Greenland. Yeah.
Greenland. Jail. Yeah.
I did see a picture of people queuing up outside an Amsterdam coffee shop to bulk buy weed before it closed.
What? Right. So there's the potential that this is going to have an impact. It's having an impact on businesses now.
Oh god, yeah.
What impact is it going to have on the vape industry? But more to the point, no, not more to the point. That's wrong. What's it going to do to the drug industry?
I mean, maybe with your little teeth wrapped up in a paper bag, they give you a squidge of hand sanitizer. You know, or maybe the drug industry just becomes hand sanitizer and bog roll. It's like, mate, you got 3 rolls. Yeah, mate. Beat me around
Got
the
a
back.
couple grams and they come in a wrap made from toilet paper.
Mate, this is quality Andrex. This ain't no Primark shit. This is quality.
Somebody must be making an absolute fortune off the back of this virus.
Oh, of course they are.
Yeah.
Disaster capitalists.
But there's also a lot of businesses that are going to struggle that are. Who was it that I read earlier? Carphone Warehouse?
Yeah.
Carphone Warehouse, that's what, 2,500 jobs, did they say?
Something like that. About
2,900, isn't it?
Something like that. But think about, mom and pop stores. Shops that are family owned, that have got staff, that have got overheads, that and a lot of the vape shops, a lot of the vape industry is mom and pop shops.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, we just had an order for the first day and time in 2 days just then.
Oh really? One of our lot?
No.
No. So you've been quiet.
My garage has been quiet.
Garage has been quiet.
I've been deathly quiet. Although the people that have come in have bulk bought. So they've bought 2 or 3 times what they normally would have done. Yeah. But my company would go under if we were closed for 12 weeks.
A week could hurt any business.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
A month would bring it to their knees.
I think there was a thing on Sky News earlier about the businesses, pubs and restaurants not having to pay any fees for 12 months or something.
Yeah, no, they're giving business rate relief for anything that of a rateable value of 30 grand or under. But
the biggest fuck up.
To put into perspective, my garage, the business rate is £800 a month. We make more than that in a day. So give me £800 a month ain't going to stop me from closing down if they lock us down for 2 months.
No. I mean, the biggest issue that we're going to be facing, I mean, how often do we use things like pubs, restaurants, theatres, venues, cinemas? All the time, right? I mean, the events industry is a $73 billion industry, right? So the fact is that when they came out and said we advise people not to use them, but they then didn't endorse the fact that these places should shut officially, what they've done is they've absolved all the insurance companies of any need to pay out on business interruption.
But they won't.
Well,
because I had this conversation with my broker and they said that no business can get business interruption because this is a new virus, which because it's new, you're not covered for it. But next year you'll be covered for it.
It's mental. I mean, and this is the thing, is it's going to kill. I already know of thousands of people who are out of jobs because of it. And the vaping industry alone, I mean, all these little vape shops, John Martin's gone online only. Now, whether that will affect him in the long run, I don't know, because I know predominantly his business is online. But shops, it's a hard reset to the global economy.
Control Alt Delete. End task.
I mean, don't worry about flying anywhere because there simply won't be any airlines to exist.
Someone was saying to me the other day, I don't know if it was one of you lot, the amount of companies whose major shareholders or directors stepped down just before all this happened.
Really?
Yeah. It obviously wasn't one of you guys.
Nope.
No.
I'll dig that out.
Well, I mean, Nightworks just said local bars started doing takeaway. There's a venue in Bristol that have basically said, fuck it, all of our gigs are cancelled, but our club nights are still happening.
What?
And yeah, and basically they're saying, look, we could close and we'll go out of business, or we could stay open and it increases the risk of the spread, but then we don't go out of business and then people can carry on enjoying us afterwards. And then because they're stuck in this situation, if they close, they go out of business. If they stay open, they're vilified.
Well, it's don't go out of business, potentially kill a lot of people.
I know what the CEOs will say.
The who?
I wouldn't say SEO. You know what the CEOs will say.
What's that?
Not our problem.
Not a problem.
It wasn't enforced.
Wasn't enforced. But you could be arrested.
If you're showing symptoms, right?
Yeah, I guess it would be Would it be manslaughter?
No.
Or negligence.
Criminal negligence, maybe?
No.
I don't know.
I guess if they said you must close and then you didn't, I guess it would be.
What?
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to Google this, and the only way, if you knew you had AIDS and gave it to someone on purpose, it's exactly the same thing, right?
That is illegal. That will end you up in jail.
But that's exactly the same as if you know you have coronavirus and you infect someone knowing that you have it. Surely that's the same thing if they die.
Yeah, so you'd have to have intent, wouldn't you? You'd have to spit in their eye or something.
Yeah. Say again, Mark?
That would be manslaughter, would it not?
I don't know.
Yeah. See, the thing with venues is, and pubs and stuff, I think until they are legally enforced to shut, they should stay open. and it's people's choice if they go to them. But
I know in parts of Italy, you need that document that's signed off to say that you're out and about for an important reason. And if you're caught forging the document, I think there's quite a heavy penalty for it. Like
Russia are throwing you in jail for 5 hours if you're on the street when you shouldn't be. 5 hours, 5 years.
What?
yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
In Mallorca, because I was looking at going on holiday there in June, the person I know that lives out there, she said that the military are walking around all the streets of all the little villages, basically saying, you really don't want to come outside, and they're holding everyone up. But all of the businesses that rely on tourism around there will shut.
So for HIV, you can be found guilty of reckless transmission.
Right.
Oh, okay, so there's reckless transmission.
Up to. There's no minimum sentence with a
What if they die though?
with a maximum of 5 years.
5 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
Yeah.
For signing someone's death sentence?
Yeah. Scotland, you can get 10 years, so Marksky, don't do it. Oh dear. I've given up reading the Old Testament for Lent. Too much plague already. Here we go.
I had a customer, when was it? On Sunday, and this guy brought this kid up to the counter, and honestly, the kid looked fucking horrendous. This kid was chalk white. His eyeballs were yellow. He had green shit pouring out his nose, and he was coughing and bringing stuff up, and he was just coughing and spluttering, and he brought him up to the counter. It was quite a busy time. The ski school's coming through, so there's quite a lot of kids there. Probably in the space of 20 minutes, there's probably 150, 200 kids come through that time. And this kid's just retching in people's faces, and I served the kid, and the kid wasn't even covering his face when he was coughing. So I pulled the dad aside and I says, "Can I have a word for a second?" He went, "What's up?" I says, "Why the hell are you bringing that why are you bringing him up here?" I mean, he's not even covering his face when he's coughing. Well, he's booked in for ski lessons. I went, well, you must have a bit of common sense, you know what I mean? With the current situation where contact is to be kept minimal, and you're bringing this young dude up who can barely stand up and put his boots on because he feels so unwell. It's just stupid, man. And there's a lot of pensioners there who are bringing their grandkids up, and just ludicrous, man.
Yeah. Has anyone noticed though that a lot of the older generation seem to care basically not at all about any of this? They seem to be completely ignoring it.
Who? The youngers?
No, the older generation. A lot of them I've spoken to have just said, well, I've survived through worse than this, it'll be all right.
My girlfriend's mum is 74. And we rang her on Sunday saying, look, they're having a lockdown for 70s plus. Make sure you've got everything you need. Don't go outside. Don't do this. Don't go to the gym. Don't go see the ladies that she sees. Don't do this. Yeah. Next day it's enforced, or they say they're actually going to do it. Girlfriend calls her back up. Her dad answers, "So, how's day one of isolation?" "Oh yeah, your mum just went out shopping and then she did this and did that." Blah, blah, blah. Completely ignored everything that we had said.
It was quite funny. Lindsay's dad's retired. He's, what is he, 73? 70, just over 70. And he, just to keep his sanity, he works for a particular DIY chain. And they use him a lot for overtime. A hell of a lot. And he went into work on Friday, Saturday, whenever it was, because he was over 17. He was sent home.
Wow.
Sent home. That's it. You're not working.
Fair enough, though, I think. What's a part-time job or death?
Yeah.
What's your choice?
I could do with a good sleep.
I mean,
I'm just-
go on. Sorry, Marky. No, go for it.
I'm just waiting for the schools to close so I can get a free 2-week holiday.
Thing is, 2 weeks. If they shut now for 2 weeks, it isn't going to do anything. This is going to be around for months. Projections are up to 18 months. This is going to be affecting us.
Right.
Well, technically,
they're fools if they shut the schools.
yeah,
The
they are.
best place for kids is to be around other kids, and they're less likely to catch. You take them out of school, and all of a sudden they're out and about, and they're in the supermarkets, and they're out and about with mum, who's had to take 2-3 weeks off work. And I think keeping the schools open is the right thing to do.
But also, you've got
Unless they're
emergency
showing
services,
symptoms.
police, fire, ambulance that have kids, and now they have to take time off to look after kids when they should be out there.
Yeah. And unless they're showing symptoms, by all means, take them out,
Oh,
or
absolutely.
someone in their family.
Absolutely.
But
Totally agree.
yeah,
But blanket closing is stupid, in my opinion. But hey, I'm not going to sit there in House of Lords and.
So off the back of this, right? So I was reading something today about the potential for lots of non-essential shops to be closed. Do we consider vaping shops to be essential or non-essential?
Essential, go to Vapor Bay UK, buy loads of stuff for the lockdown.
There we go. Sorted. And don't forget the discount code Corona10.
Which gets you
That should be
0%
Corona
off.
19, and then they get 19% off.
Oh, and if your car's broken, you need that for your lockdown, just in case. Just come to my garage too.
I'm going to load mine to you. You can deal with the fucking thing.
I don't want you a fucking transit engine piece of shit. Have you got the injector back yet?
No.
Actually, no. Let's not go off on another car tangent like
No,
last week.
no.
No.
So what do we think the vaping industry is going to look like after all of this? Obviously, we're not going to be having Expo. We're not going to be having Vape Jam. Companies are probably going to shut. Is it going to be the same as it was beforehand?
Well, we might have a few devices come over from China that have on the packaging Corona free. This package does not may contain nicotine, but does not contain coronavirus.
We've had quite a few packages this week, and I've not got a single box, or every single China package I have literally opened. I know there's no chance of it being in there. Zero chance.
But you still detolled it.
I did. Saying that, Cass, one of the things you've got to review is a fresh one.
Is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
A pod system.
Oh. Is that from our friends over at Vapor Esso?
Indeed it is. Adventure Geek, so you're using Google Hangouts. I didn't think Google Hangouts existed anymore. No. We use Zoom and OBS.
Yeah.
It is still going, but it's absolutely wank now.
It's an enclosed system now. You can't stream with it.
So, for that reason, Google, get in the bin.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, don't. I'm having Vietnam flashbacks to the many weeks of only being able to see one person at a time, or it just breaking for literally no reason. I think our record was restarting the show 4 times.
God, it was ridiculous, wasn't
You
it?
used to stream from Vietnam.
Yeah, we literally streamed from Vietnam. It was that bad. So, will there be? Damon says, will there be much tobacco in a few weeks?
That's interesting. Do you think there's more cigarettes in the country or more e-liquids made in the country? Tobacco, is it?
I don't think tobacco is made in this country, is it?
No.
Take care, Dinky. Good to see you, buddy.
Might be refined and packaged, but it's not produced.
No, it's not
We haven't got
great.
the climate for growing it.
No.
No.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, a lot of big industries are going to be shutting down at the moment. So does that mean production suffers? I mean, I don't know where a lot of the tobacco's made across the world.
No clue.
What about chocolate? That's all imported.
And coffee.
And coffee.
Karen over on YouTube is asking, are you taking questions? I don't know how long ago you wrote that, but sure thing. Fire them over.
Out the back of all this, and this could apply to the vaping industry, there's been a group that's popped up on Facebook called the Lockdown Skill Swap. And the idea being is that anyone who's got a bit of spare time, or who has, is either self-isolating or hasn't got to work at the moment, they go on this Facebook group and they basically say what they're good at. So I went on there and I said, well, I can Photoshop things. I'm good with video editing. I'm good with audio editing. And the idea being is that you offer your services, or you give like little web seminars or one-to-one lessons or help people out. I've actually had someone message me about doing some bits for them already. The only two rules is that you're not allowed to charge for it, and there's only two rules, and I've forgotten the second one, but the main one is that you're not allowed to charge for it, and the idea is to help people out. Is there something that we could do in the vaping industry that would be similar to this, where we could use our expertise to help each other out when we might not be in the best position to do so otherwise?
We'll get Chandler to do some build tutorials.
Build tutorials?
Get Chandler to do some build tutorials.
Oh, God.
only for Otis devices, though.
Because, I mean, Mark's good at mixing juice. He could perhaps help people with, mixing juice. Lloyd's clearly good at helping people with devices. So, as we well know. So, if people are looking for stuff, it's just offering your services in ways that you might not otherwise have done and getting something in return.
You see, for me, and I don't want this to come across the wrong way. For my business, people working from home, people looking at growth, people trying to work out what they can do to increase revenue, what they can do. It's really good for me.
Yeah.
Because how many people are going to go home and go, right, as soon as this is, we need to hit page 1 on Google, we need to sell more this, we need to sell more of that, we need to sell more of the other, how can I do this? This is where they reach out to us, and potentially it could be good. I'm doing it for free, don't get me wrong, but it's some businesses I think it could be quite good for, not profiteering in any way, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Tell you who's going to do well out of the
Did you just
lockdown?
sniff your fingers?
Cam girls.
Cam girls, yeah.
Yeah, if you ever wanted to start streaming YouTube or a cam girl, now is the time to do it, because you're going to have a captive audience.
I was going to say, I found this awesome. What you're talking about, this Skillshare thing. I found this awesome website where if you've got a bit of spare time with the lockdown and everything else, it was great for passing the time. It was xnxx.com.
xx.com.
xnxx.
Yeah.
or Brazzers.
I'm an ex-hamster guy myself.
Yeah. Brilliant.
I heard that's went downhill a little bit.
It's all about X-Hamster Live.
No, Cass. X-Hamster's a website, not the act you do when you put your pet in your bumhole.
Oh no, my ex-hamster, as in it used to exist. It doesn't exist anymore.
It's because the toilet roll shoe popped out before it got to escape.
Oh dear.
You so said that in the wrong way. You made me and the baby Jesus cry. What did I say?
I don't know. But you made the baby Jesus cry. Hope you're
Oh,
proud of yourself now.
Why does it say Chandler, but he's not here?
He's a
He
he's
is
a baby.
here.
Oh,
Crying.
why
Oh
is it-
yeah,
I can't remember what I said.
I was just hiding.
You're very
Oh.
dark.
Yeah, why does your
It is a bit
room look
dark.
like a... What's with the white curtains?
The white curtains have always been there. The only difference being Kelly's dozing on the sofa, so I've left the light off because I'm nice like that.
Why is R. Kelly on your sofa?
Why is it...
He's sure he's not taking a piss on. He's sure he's not
Yeah.
pissing on your missus.
Keep
Have you
him away
seen
from your
Living with the
daughter.
hoi polloi, the rich and the famous.
After he got hot and fresh in the kitchen, he actually had to go for a lie down.
He's had a fucking stressful day, panic buying.
I've got so many toilet rolls, it's unreal.
As Chandler, we've all spoke about industries and what's kind of happening at work. Have you noticed any increase or decrease at work?
As can be proven by the fact that I'm rather late today, there seems to be an increased number of calls into to us. I think there is an increased number of people at home. They are bored, so it's like, shall I get a new phone?
Oh, they're not saying I'm out of work. I need you to spot me 3 months on my contract.
There's a little bit of that. I haven't noticed too much. No one's
No single
complaining.
mothers.
Has anyone got cash back from Sky Sports yet?
What?
What?
Cash
No.
back from Sky Sports.
Oh, what? Because there's no sports going
Yeah,
on.
because there's no sports going on for the next 3 months.
Mm.
People have been complaining to Sky to get their package refunded.
I thought they would have been playing esports.
Or just
Been-
repeats.
Ironically,
Repeating
they've
last
been,
week's game.
ironically, they've been showing the Chinese Premier League. I
No.
swear to God. That was the whole plan. China spreads the virus so their football can come mainstream.
I thought they were playing football just without spectators.
Maybe.
They were thinking about it, a lot of them, but I think because there's so many people involved in even doing it on that level, they decided not to. I mean, can you imagine being a footballer on a pitch, doing a full like Premier League game, and there's no one watching in the
But
stands?
4 of the Arsenal squad were put in quarantine because they came into contact with the Olympiacos manager, who is a confirmed case.
Hmm.
So they met him, I
Yeah.
don't know, some press or some day or whatever. They were in his presence anyway, and he was confirmed to have it.
What do you mean you can't wait for Doom, Cass?
Doom, the new Doom game's out at the weekend.
Oh, I thought you meant, Armageddon.
Armageddon's happened. Have you seen the state of the pasta aisle in Tesco's?
Pasta aisle.
Chandler,
Yes.
question for you.
Go on.
Is 3 times a week normal?
It's 3 times a week normal. At least 4, maybe 5.
What?
He is with R. Kelly, you know. There's a lot of fucking... a lot of sexual tension. Have you not seen the R. Kelly diaries?
Oh, okay. We were talking about the same thing. That's all right. I was
Yeah.
I'm just guessing. Yeah. So what? On your own or with is?
With.
Oh well, in that case, 2 or 3 times a month, maybe.
It's gone from 4 times a week. Oh, TMI. TMI.
Well, you did ask.
Oh, brilliant.
What's your favourite website? We were discussing this a minute ago.
My favourite website has to be Vapor Bay, obviously.
There are some videos of Lloyd up there now, premium content, only $59.95 a month.
Amazing.
To be fair, I'd rather catch coronavirus by kissing my dad on the mouth.
I've seen your search history. Farmer porn's right at the top.
Farmer pod. Brilliant.
No, farm animal porn.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
So I was
If anyone's
I was just scrolling back through our chat to see if anything interesting has gone on this week, and I've just come across a curry, something to do with a didgeridoo that I'm not going to.
Curry. Don't even get me fucking started. My insides are bubbling. It was brutal.
Do you guys like? And I know we're going off on a tangent here somewhat. Chinese curry.
I love it.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
You go.
It's amazing.
Right. Do you know how they make their sauce?
You're about to tell me though.
I am.
Is it going to ruin my day?
God.
It's not. It's going to make your life so much better.
Is it like, because it's Chinese curry is very much like curry sauce that you get in the chip shop?
No. Well, ours isn't anyway.
Is it?
Okay.
It comes in a tub. You add it 3-to-1 with water.
Oh, yeah, I've got some of that.
How awesome is it?
Yeah, I didn't know that was how the Chinese do it. That's how my local kebab shop does it. And I asked, because I kept getting chips, cheese, and curry sauce. And then when I started doing keto, there was nothing really I could order that I could put curry sauce on. So I said, can you get hold of some of that for me so I can make my own like curries with it? And he did, and it comes in a big red tub, and you just scoop in with water, shake it up, and boom.
Oh no,
Amazing.
this comes in tubs. And
Oh, no, this is like
all
a
the
big
writing
tub,
on it.
isn't it?
Oh no, all the writing on it's Chinese and everything else. It's apparently cream of some young guy.
You know,
I've got the best one down the stair. So I can't remember the name of it though, but it's a real sweet one. It's awesome. I'll have to get the
do you
name.
know, in China, 80% of their cooking oil is what's called gutter oil. What they do is they pour the oil down the drain, and then the next morning they go out, pull up the drain cover outside, and get all the fatberg stuff off the top, take it out, and then use it to cook again. 80% of the country uses it.
That's disgusting.
That
Yeah.
is disgusting.
That's foul.
I found what, like chicken.
Okay.
I found something interesting this week. Alex had already seen it, but came across this cracking little scarf.
Oh,
So,
Oh God.
so this is the scarf, and I went looking for this the other day.
Oh, I've seen this.
Cracking little scarf, and I'm flicking through it and thinking, okay, and then I found another photo of it, another image of it. Really? Would you really want your head in that? Well,
Go up a little bit. Does that say it's called
yeah.
the Bumya?
it's the Fendi Walk Silk.
Fendi's the brand.
Fendi, yeah.
No, I swear it says Bumya at the top.
Yeah, but look at the price, mate. The price is the worst thing about it.
Oh yeah, it's like 1,000 something.
$1,700 or something.
Jesus.
That's 10. Huh? I thought it said $10 at the top. Oh, free
Go-
shipping, $10
Go
off.
down. Go down. Does it say Bumya or Bima?
Oh,
Buy
that's,
one.
no, that's the website.
I thought it said Bumya.
Incredible. Look at that thing.
I mean, I can't say I haven't worn one before.
Oh dear.
Only when it said it was going to be 5 minutes.
Chandler.
It's every bloke's dream, that, isn't it? One you can get your head into.
What do you and Kelly get up to on the weekend? I bet you've had a right remix to Ignition, haven't you? I bet you two into all sorts of kinky shit. That's why you got a ponytail.
Hot and fresh in the
What?
kitchen.
Handle for a bit of pegging.
Hot and fresh.
Oh, like Subway. Do you give her the foot long, Chandler?
I'm taking the fifth on that one.
She's right there.
Kelly, is it bigger or smaller than an average chip?
Headphones. Headphones.
I'll have to speak louder. Kate!
Oh.
I'll have to text her.
Yeah.
Offer
Give her.
a £2 in PayPal.
Incredible.
Don't start.
Do you know what? I would pay a £5 right now just to relive that moment. Just the pure childlike excitement mixed with the cringe factor, mixed with the like, oh shit! Oh, it was brilliant.
What
It
have
was
I
like
caused?
it was like a first round knockout in a pay-per-view boxing match. Do you know what I mean? It's cost you money, but it was well worth the 2 seconds it went on for.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Did it?
I'm back in 2 minutes.
I'm sure he didn't actually pay her in the end, anyway. No, I didn't think so.
No money exchanged hands. Chandler, have you got any Instagram?
Ooh. Actually, I have, but Mark hasn't got it.
Mark
Awesome.
hasn't got it.
Awesome.
Because
Ping them
'Cause
over one
I've
by
got it.
one.
pick it up one by one.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right then. Okay. let's
Chris,
see if
Chris
I
had a
can
very mischievous face before he just got up and left.
yeah.
Oh,
it's kind of.
He's 3 times a fucking week, that's why.
No one's got time for that. He has to disappear mid-show.
Trouble is, I've taken some of these because I missed last week. I've got some of these, and I'm thinking, have I done these ones or not? Hang on.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You had car troubles, didn't you?
Oh yeah, is your
Oh.
radiator all done?
Yeah, no, I've still not seen it.
No, head gasket gone.
No, it's radiators. I've got a coolant leak in there somewhere. So.
You finished mowing
Right,
the
come
grass
on,
yet?
Where are we? No, not yet. It's a constant flipping. I hate cutting the grass. Hate it. And I've got loads of it. Okay, where's the share button? Share.
It's awesome. So yeah, if we all do
Oh,
end
there
up
it is.
getting locked down, we're going to do Vape Talk UK every night of the week, 7 nights a week.
Are we?
Speak for
Yeah.
yourself.
It's be like the Big Brother house. Day 3 in
It's
the
going
big.
to be ex-hamster 7 nights a week, isn't it?
Yeah. Someone needs to keep an eye on what their traffic is like pre and post lockdown and just see if it increases. That'd be hilarious.
If we do go into a lockdown, I think I'll be starting my own channel on X Hamster for the next few weeks.
So we have Chandler's
There it is.
coil of the week. I assume that's coil, and not
Yeah, I assume it's a coil.
and not what my engine looks like at the minute.
It could be. I love these super close-ups that they do.
With the liquid on it as well.
Look at that. Yeah, you've got the liquid in between the. I mean, that is a. I'm assuming that is like a staggered wrapped something or other.
You know
It's
what?
Obviously, Claptoned.
When you hold that button down, you are going to get 3rd-degree burns off that because you're just
It's
going to
gonna
get spit like fuck.
Yeah.
It is, but it looks good, doesn't it? I love these photos. I think I do think they're nice.
Hmm.
Right. Okay. I can't use that one.
DM's in chat. Hi DM, how we doing?
Good evening, buddy. Good to see you. Self-isolating like the rest of us.
He self-isolates all year round.
I might as well be self-isolating the amount of people that come in my shop.
Your shop is your self-isolation chamber.
Yeah, might as well be.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's been nuts today. It's really bonkers.
What do you sell, Kaz?
Vaping things. It's a
Oh,
vape
you
shop.
want a
Vaping
vape
things.
shop?
He sells
Yeah,
vaping. He just
it's a vape.
walks.
We-
He's got on the
We've
street.
actually now, all amongst us, I mean, it's not been like official from the company, but all amongst us, we're now not touching anyone's vapes. If they want coils changed, we're quite happy to tell them how to do it, but we ain't doing it for them.
Why don't you just Dettol the shit out of it and then build it and then Dettol it again and give it to him?
I'm not even getting as far as building. We're talking about people changing Nautilus coils out of tanks and stuff. They bring it, oh, can you change the coil? Or they hand it to you and go, can you see what's going on with this? Give it a go, see if it's burnt. I'm like, I'm absolutely not vaping on that.
Just say sorry. I can't touch it, but I can sell you a new product.
You
Get
tried
you
this. You tried this.
You say that though. I had a bloke from France last Monday who'd moved to the UK literally that weekend with his missus. Apparently, his business was that he makes rosettes for dog shows or something.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, and we were talking about his different vapes, and him and the missus both had identical vapes, and they were having. He goes, "Oh, can I have a go on yours?" And I'm like, "Look, mate, it's nothing personal, but right now." I mean, I don't tend to let people use my vape anyway if they're customers, but right now,
Yeah, that's weird.
absolutely not the time. He goes, well, do you want to have a go on mine? And I said, well, no, for exactly the same reason.
Do you want to have a go on mine? No. Would you like me to spit in your mouth as well?
And then he tried to take his 810 smock drip tip and took this off the counter and tried to put his drip tip in. I was like, mate, what are you doing? Put it back.
Should have asked him for a shot of his missus.
His missus was about 3 times his age.
So,
Oh well, it's just like a
beauty is
pork pie.
in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah. But no, it was.
Who are you saying was the other day was fit? And she's like, she's 50 odd cast. The Star Trek woman.
Oh no, that was Chandler. That was
7 and 9.
and me. Yeah, that was
7 of 9.
Did I just get that?
Yeah.
You did, yeah. I'm suitably impressed, Mark. I am teaching you well.
There's a weird series of events that link back to 7 of 9. That if she had not been on Star Trek, they reckon that Obama wouldn't have been president.
What?
What?
Well, yeah. So the link is, I'll find it. I'll give you a rough overview. Basically, the link is that her husband was running as a representative in the same state that Obama was, or was going to. She then moved across the country to film in Star Trek, and he decided to go with her and took his name out of the running, which gave Obama the sole running for it. I think that's right. I'll find it. But basically, yeah, I'm gonna find it.
Hang on. I'm just going to go back to the coronavirus for a second.
Okay.
Self-isolation and all that. Are we due a baby boom?
Yes, they're going to be called called coronials.
I thought it was the quarantines.
The quarantennials.
Right, next one. The Avatar.
Hey, I just saw this. I took this last week. I now can't remember very much about it at all.
It's going to be quite good, that.
It is, isn't it? It's mouth to lung.
It's dwarvy.
Very dwarvy, but it's got a lot of. The trend seems to be to go for as much glass perspex tank as possible. This has got a bit more metal on it.
Quite like that satin ring.
At the bottom, the brushed steel in the middle, and it looks like it probably is quite tight because those air holes don't look very big.
No, they don't.
I think that the air hole on one side is different size to the air hole on the other side.
And you can stagger, can't you? You can go one on one side, one on the other side, 1 and 1, 2 and 3. Where you position the air holes depends how many of the holes are open.
How many holes
Which
does
ones?
Kelly have open? How often a week?
Yeah, about 2.5.
I think Todd unboxed one of these last
3 on a
week.
Sunday.
He did, yes. I did see that. Stern mods, isn't it?
Amber.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up and down to try and.
It's a
move the
collaboration,
picture up and
isn't
down.
it? Sturm and Amber.
Oh, I found the thing I was talking about. You might be interested in this, Chandler. So in 2004, Jack Ryan, the actress Jerry Ryan's ex-husband, was the Republican candidate for the U.S. Senate from Illinois. And his divorce records became public. I got it wrong. He didn't move. So his divorce records became public, including allegations by Jerry that he pressured her to have public sex in swingers clubs. He denied the allegations, but dropped out of the race. The Republicans then recruited a former MSNBC host, Alan Keyes, to run in his place, and Obama defeated him in a landslide. There we go.
Okay.
That's the link. Sorry, anyway.
What's the price
that-
point?
That's bad, isn't it? That even Chandler wasn't impressed by the story.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, sorry.
What's the price point on the avatar then?
I knew you were going to ask me that.
A lot.
I'm struggling to find it. The only ones I can find are on Fast Tech.
I have a feeling it's like 150 odd.
To be fair, I ain't never nicked nothing, but I nicked that.
I ain't never nicked nothing.
So I have a sneak view on. I think I'm going to ignore the Fast Tech page for it. To be fair.
Yeah.
Why? You could just sell it on Vapor Bay.
On the on the smuggler, it does look very cute.
I think
really
it's a
like the
good
stubby
looking-
drip tip.
That looks nice.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? Actually,
That looks
yeah.
like the sort of thing that Mark Ski would be rocking.
It's a good looking tank, but I don't like the avatar engraving on it. It makes it look shit.
Yeah.
Is it the same font as the film? It looks similar.
Possibly.
It does.
That's
If you
my only
zoom in.
bugbear with the Reaper, to be honest. It's the EVL on it. I think it would look a lot better if you got rid of that clean.
Yeah.
But the smuggler's recessed, isn't it?
Not all of them.
Who's coughing the fuck out of that?
Lindsay.
Oh yeah, stop coughing! Bloody hell!
Oh god.
Borg swingers, that's the stuff of Chandler's dreams. Wet dreams.
So from that to your next one, 11th of March, Chandler.
Yeah, we kind of missed it. I got this one for last week, but there you go. It was National No Smoking Day last week. Did you miss it? Because I did.
That passed me by completely.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You say that, but you put it in the notes last week, Mark.
Did I?
Yeah.
No, that was me that put it in the notes last week.
Oh.
Ah, see, I did contribute to last week's show.
So, wait, national, which nation? Because it's Joytech. Is it
Yeah,
China?
it's like, because Chinese New Year is different to our New Year.
No smoking in China because of Corona.
America's Mother's Day and our Mother's Day are different. Like, wasn't it like, I don't know, some holiday yesterday or today?
Okay.
Isn't it
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's,
St. Patrick's Day. Was that universal? Was that American?
Oh, that's
It's
today.
Irish, mate.
That's today. Yeah, it is St. Patrick's Day.
Even in Ireland?
Yeah. And they've
Oh,
still
yeah.
closed all the pubs.
I was because they're normally going on about it. I've not heard anything apart from.
Do they
Americans.
do they dye the River green in New York, or is that just did I dream that?
I'm not sure.
So yeah, no, it's I just googled it. It was the UK National No Smoking Day last Tuesday.
It was.
Well, I didn't see
sorry,
any
Wednesday.
promotions. I didn't see the normal promotions I see. Where they're like, we're giving away free ego kits with every 3 bottles of juice or whatever. That
know,
was
I
everywhere
know.
for the last 3 years on National No Smoking Day. Every cunt and his dog who sold vaping products had that fucking promotion going.
Yeah.
Only
What
because they
promotion?
couldn't fucking sell them.
Well, this is true.
Right,
Had to give them
Chandler.
away.
SVB.
Oh, look at this. Oh,
That's
come
depressing
on.
me a little bit.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
No, it's not. If that's vinyl, they could acid etch that. and it'd look amazing.
Cerakote, mate. Cerakote.
Nah,
that's
it'd look
that's
amazing
silicone.
acid etched. I don't like it like that.
No, this is stencil, so Cerakotes it, mate.
Yeah, but I don't like it. I'd like it if it was acid etched into it.
Okay, but you don't like the Cerakote, the
No.
Cerakote stencil.
This is pre-Cerakote, isn't it?
What?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
It's not a sticker, mate. So you Cerakote it, then you stencil on, then you Cerakote it again. You take the stencil off.
yeah,
That's going to be coloured
yeah.
Yeah,
That's the point,
outside
mate.
of the yellow.
So that's a negative, essentially.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Right.
They're not keeping
I've got one here.
stainless.
Hang on.
They're not keeping that stainless, though, are they?
No, you
No,
put the
no,
stencil
it's not
on.
stained-
Then
it's not stained like that.
Oh, fuck.
He's gonna-
That's all
he's
right.
gonna-
then.
yeah, he's going to coat it and then take the vinyl
Oh
off,
no! If that
and
was,
that will be and that will be the silver will be showing through underneath.
I thought they stenciled
No,
that silver
no.
part.
No.
I
He's going
thought
to
they'd
Cerakote
stenciled.
it. Then he's going to put the stickers on, and then he's going to Cerakote it again, and then take the stickers off. So it'll be 2-color Cerakote.
Yeah, that's fine. What I thought he had done is sealed off all of the silver, Cerakoted that yellow bit, and then taken the sticker off.
Yeah, that's
so
what it looked like.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
No, he's just messing with stencil ideas.
Oh no, that's all right. If it's going to be 2 different colours of Cerakote, that's fine.
Yeah.
If it's going to be
I'm on
fucking
the
silver
list. I
and
don't know
yellow,
what to get,
look
though.
shit.
Ali's just said in the YouTube chats that the avatar's 160.
Wow.
Hey. 160.
Get a patty
That's
bum
quite
bum
big.
for that.
You got a dwarf for 69 quid.
What did you say about a bum bum?
Patty bum bum.
I'm no tight, but is that a lot for a tank?
It is on the upper
quite a-
echelon of
Yeah.
Quite
prices.
a lot.
But there's 2 companies
You're
involved
looking at-
that are high end, so you're paying twice, aren't you?
Yeah,
I got-
I'm looking at.
I got offered
Yeah.
a patty bum bum. I never took it though.
Oh, good, mate.
What is a patty bum bum?
This.
That? Oh, is that?
A patty bum.
I'm out of the loop, mate.
I never nicked nothing.
I ain't never nicked nothing. Do you know what? That situation sort of coincides with the time I stopped giving a fuck about the industry. Not giving a fuck about the industry as a whole, but I stopped paying attention to what was going on with trends. And I just realised that if everyone was going to these vape shows and just fuck me, that's a name and a half that. Yeah, but if all people were going to go to these vape shows and just sniff each other's assholes, I just didn't want to be a part of it.
I found a few veterinarians near you.
Fuck.
What?
The fuck?
Who did a search for vets?
So apparently during that sentence, I somehow said, "Okay, Google, find me a vet." What the fuck? Found some local veterinarians for you.
Incredible.
Talking
And the phone was
of
locked.
vape.
It's
Talking of vape shows.
Bum holes.
Talking of vape shows, I assume you mentioned Vape Expo in May.
Yes.
You
What
mean
Vape
in
Expo,
October?
I like the way they've postponed it to the vape show they were having anyway in October.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, they've not really postponed it. They just cancelled this one and they're going to do the one in October.
Have we got any more things to show?
Yeah, one more.
I've only got one more.
I was gonna say, 'cause I've got something I wanted to
One
try.
more. Oh shit, wrong one.
Easy. Don't show that one.
There we go.
This I saw this, and it's only vaguely vaping related because I saw it and I thought instantly of Mr. Chris JB.
Yeah, I've got those playing cards. I've actually got two. There's 2 decks. So that's the dark side, and then there's the light side.
Oh,
So
is
the
there
dark
really?
side? Let me go get them. I'll show you the cases. They're fucking incredible.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw. I don't know why I saw this. Was it sponsored link was on a sponsored link on Instagram.
It's because you said Star Trek, so Google thought, we'll put up this instead.
Yeah, I must have Googled Star Wars or Star Trek or something and playing cards. Probably because I'm. I don't know whether it's because Chris's Instagram feed, whatever. It threw that up, and I thought. I actually screenshotted that to send to Chris to go, have you seen this? And he went, yeah, I've got it. I should have kind of realised that he would have had that
Hello.
deck in his collection.
So these are the dark side. That's where that Joker's from.
Sweet.
I think
that's-
you should open them and show us.
Yeah, you should.
I could do.
I did actually see those.
So on the back of this, on the back of the
Those
dark
cards.
side, it's got half a Death Star, and then it's got a view out of the Death Star.
And the light ones are blue, aren't they?
The light one's got R2D2.
C3PO.
No, R2D2.
Have you
Yeah, so
genuinely
the-
not
so the-
opened
the-
them and looked
The
at
top, right? The top bit on the light side, on the and the light side is the view out of the Millennium Falcon.
Yes.
And on the dark side, that top bit is the view out of a TIE fighter.
Ah.
How sad am I?
They're beautiful opener pack.
Not if you don't want to. I
don't mind. Which side am I opening? The light or the dark? Put it in chat. That you can see the colour on them then. So
light side, dark side, or if you're really not bothered, like me, just type in "don't give a fuck."
Why don't you do? Can you not do a poll?
I could.
How quick can you do a poll?
Very quickly, but I really don't.
Can't
give a
be
fuck.
asked.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I wanted to try something anyway.
There we go. Nightworks, don't give a fuck. Oggy, don't give a fuck.
Oh, that's fine. I didn't want to particularly open them anyway.
There you go.
Turn this brightness down. Yes, I've been what?
Andrew's gone for the shorter DGAF.
Is that like dilly gaff?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to try. I've been watching a lot of that hypothetical James Acaster in it. Anyone watch this?
I know of it. I haven't seen it though.
It's fucking amazing. So basically, they have hypothetical questions, hypothetical answers, and hypothetical prizes.
Hypothetical prizes.
Yeah, the game is a game show of hypothetical prizes.
Okay.
Essentially, he asks you a hypothetical question, and you all got to fight your case for why your answer is the best, and then he decides based on how good their answers were what the points are. So I wanted to ask like a vaping related question, and I wanted to rate you five out your answers out of 10, or like 1 to 5. And I think we should keep a score over a couple of weeks, and just see like after 6 weeks who's got the most points. And each week we can take it in turns to ask the question.
Sorry, I completely missed that.
Yeah, me too.
Whole thing.
No, just quickly though, I just got sent a video from the Metian government who's in charge of all the money. He's just said they're going to give an interest-free loan to any small or medium business up to £5 million for 6 months.
Yeah,
Nice.
That's
you
nice.
can apply.
I will be, yeah. He wants £1 million.
Please, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
As
Don't
long
know
as
what the
you're
interest
paying it
rates
back,
are.
that's
Well, I
fine.
don't know what the interest rates are after 6 months, but
So what's your hypothetical question then, Chris?
So my hypothetical question was, if your device, no matter what it was, could have one additional functionality, what would you ask for?
And I give a hypothetical answer.
So yeah, so it doesn't have to exist. Your answer could be you could make up a hypothetical. Does that make sense? I don't know if the word for your answer is hypothetical, but essentially it doesn't have to be an.
Got you.
You'd like a device to be able to give you a blowjob. I want to know how small your dick is if you think your device can help achieve that.
What's the It depends on the hypothetical prize.
The hypothetical prize is a 2-night stay in Scunthorpe, a toaster for every room of your house, and 47 pence in Ukrainian money. That's your hypothetical prize for the best answer.
Wow.
what was the whole points ratings thing though?
So I'll give you all points based on how good I think your answer is.
Hypothetical points, or
yeah, hypothetical points. So one of you will get 1 point, one of you will get 5 points, the other 3 will get 3 points, and then we'll total up our scores over a few weeks, and we'll just have a competition so you can get the best.
I want, right, a vape device that allows me mark your piss, don't drive.
That's a good. I like that. I like that.
I think the fact that I'm blowing into it would mean that I was pissed, but
A breath built in.
Yeah, built-in breathalyzer.
Built-in breathalyzer.
That's actually a
Right,
pretty handy thing to have, and you wouldn't really
Yeah.
need to change the design much because you could have it displayed just come up on the screen.
Yeah.
And it just says pissed.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good answer. Right, I'm going to go clockwise around my screen, so you might be in different places. Chandler.
Me? Oh, right. Okay. I want a mod that is hypothetically magnetic, and what I mean, or Velcro. Basically, I want to be able to put my mod on a surface and it won't get knocked over. It will stay where it is. Or
Like those cups you can get that you can't knock over.
Yeah, I like them.
yeah. That sort of thing. But you put it down, it won't get knocked over. If I'm holding it and I need to put it somewhere, I can just stick it on my chest. It will stay stuck there.
Sorry, I'm going to write in the show notes little notes about your answers. I'm taking this seriously.
Yeah. So I could. There you go.
Write your
just
points
stay
in there, and then I can carry them across week to week.
Yeah, wicked.
So yeah, because the amount of times I've got it sitting on the side of my desk and I'm gesticulate and send it flying across the room. I've done that a few times. So yeah, just want it. Yeah, like that. Mark's got it. See, Mark's got one that works.
Mark lick the back of it to get it to do that.
No. It's semen.
Semen. Right. Who's next on your thing then?
Then it'd be Mark Ski.
I would quite like mine to be made of the, those fucking stress balls that you get where you squeeze them and they're like the mold to the. You squeeze them and then they slowly go back.
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty cool if you had like a case made of that, or if the mod was made like that.
So,
You could squeeze it and
you'd end up with the face of Gordon Brown there, yeah?
yeah.
Would you want it to return to its normal size?
Yeah, maybe like after 15 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, but what? How much bigger would it have to be for it to form in? Do you know what I mean? Would it make your mod look like a fucking donut?
No, the batteries would squeeze as well. The batteries are part of it, so you just all scrunch up.
You asked for ideas, not details, Chris. Fuck me.
Yeah, but I'm rating it on a scoring system.
Oh,
It'd
okay.
be you'd be prone to over squonking though.
Okay.
You couldn't have it as a squonker.
No, I love the idea.
There was actually a squonker like that. There was a 3D printed squonker that had a carrier system on the front, and you could squeeze the. There wasn't as much as a hole for the.
There was a cover, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could squeeze the carrier and it would pump juice up into the attic. It was like a bendy sort of 3D print.
It was a prototype though. He didn't do it in the end.
Oh,
I'm sure the guy at the Ideal Loam Show meet down in the middle of the country.
His name's Tim.
Yeah,
But born in the man cave mod. I can't remember the name of the skunk though. But
yeah.
See, I quite like that. No, I do like the idea. I'm just worried about how big the device would look. There was this these
Fudge spanner.
They were these little white balls that you used to get. It looks like beads, and you'd put them in boiling water, and they'd go like clear, moldable plastic. And on some smaller devices, I used to wrap mine in that and squeeze it so it was like a gum shield. You know, it goes solid once it goes cold. And I used to do that sometimes, especially. I don't know if you remember, Mark. I made one out of that stuff for the Limitless because I couldn't get a grip on it to push the button in because it was such a dodgy angle.
No, I don't remember.
So I made one for it out of that stuff. So I really like your idea, Marksky, but it's the look. Alex, you're next.
I would like a mod that was integrated with Amazon and table service at Spoons and Deliveroo.
Get what?
So it's got a little screen on the side. And
Yeah.
in Spoons, you're like, I need 3 Jaeger bombs, table 18, done. PayPal. Amazon, I want a new TV. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Need loo rolls, yeah.
It's basically a smartphone.
Like an Alexa-enabled mod.
Nah,
It's
because
more or less a phone.
Someone's going to do that.
I don't want to ring anyone off it. I don't want to be like this. Hello?
Because that would just be stupid.
Yeah, you just basically.
Because
you basically want one of those vape cases they released a few years back. That's literally your invention. You're inventing something that already flopped. I'm sorry, Alex. That is shit.
But you
You're next.
You could have presets though. So if you knew you were going out, like your different presets for different temp, like if you have different temp controls and what the wattages and materials, you could have different presets for like 6 pints. So you could pop them in before you go out. So you'd have a rough idea of what you were going to order when you got there.
To be fair, though, I want that functionality about as much as I want those little buttons. You know, the Amazon sell you where you press them and it redelivers shit. I might as well buy 40 of them and sew them to the inside of my jacket. So I'll be walking in. Oh, I fancy 6 pints of milk. Wow. Rev, we have something for you. Fidget Spanner was one of yours. It does actually already exist.
No. It does. Yeah. It does.
It's called the Vupu Rotor.
I quite
Didn't SXJ do one with a fidget spinner on it as well, like the beauty ring?
Yeah, I think so. You can get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Right, Cass.
So my biggest bugbear is, I don't know whether many of you do it, but I vape in bed. So if I go to bed, I'll be watching YouTube, and I'll be lying there like either on my side or my back vaping. And when you turn your vape upside down, the liquid pours away from where the coil is. And this is a universal design because normally you vape it with gravity. So what I'd want is a vape that works no matter what angle I happen to be vaping it at, whether it be upside down, sideways, anti-gravity, whatever. I'd want it to work.
So a pressurized tank.
Yeah,
but the tank is on a gyroscope.
But also the condensation that you get inside your drip tip and the chimney doesn't drain down and enter your mouth.
That'll still happen.
Because that also happens.
Chandler, I'm not being funny, but maybe you should wait and use that decent answer instead of a fucking mod that doesn't need to be knocked over. That is such a better invention than a fucking. I'm not being funny, but
are you telling me that I'm not going to win with my mod that can stick to anything?
I'll give you a clue, Chandler.
Is changing physics an invention?
Your answer was shit, but not as shit as Vape Case.
Okay.
Cass.
Yeah, so basically either like a pressurized tank or just something maybe gyroscopic or something that allows me to vape it in bed like this.
Right, so on that note, I personally think, right, so I'm going to give you feedback now. So Mark, yours is handy. It doesn't need to change form factor, and I think that it could have its benefits, definitely, especially in England, though. The problem I have with it is in Scotland, there's zero tolerance. So if I'd had even a beer, I'd know that I wasn't allowed to drive because zero tolerance. Chandler.
Yes.
Unless you're using a very fragile mod or it's been knocked off a table onto the floor, generally just it falling over doesn't really affect it that much.
No, but I mean, useful. You need somewhere to put your mod down. You can just
I've got a table,
to a
mate.
wall or stick it to your.
I mean,
it'd be good if you had a car that didn't have a cup holder.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. But then just stick it in the fucking bit in the door. That's where I leave mine.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So, although it does have its purposes, I don't think unless you're using an RDA.
No imagination.
You've got no imagination. You've invented something shit.
Attach it to your visor and just stick it up there.
Just tape Velcro to the outside of it.
You could stick it to the ceiling, right? You could combine it with Kaz's. You could stick it to the ceiling of the car, and you could just rape on it without actually using your hands.
Right.
Yeah, if you had Autojoy, just stick it to your cheek.
Why are you so passionate about this idea?
Stick it to the window of the car, and you can just.
Have you invested in this?
I've already done the patent.
Oh, well, you wasted your time, mate. Marksky, as long as it didn't look too big, I think it is a brilliant idea. And it feels so much better if knowing it was moulded to your hand. There's nothing more satisfying than like pulling off a gum shield and then stick it and it just fits perfect.
And it only fits your hand.
And it only fits you. I love that. I think that's good.
It doesn't.
Alex?
It doesn't have to be a big mod though. You can have the plastic case. Like you can have the plastic case of the mod, and then you would only need maybe
Maybe you should
2 or 3 mil of thickness of.
instead of just having this dream, make it a reality. Speak to Mark's missus about making it a memory foam.
Yeah, but you do know that somebody is going to use it and they are going to mold it to their genitals at some point.
Do you know you basically invented Velcro? Alex, I'm sorry, mate, but that is the vape case for the iPhone 4. It's the vape case for the iPhone 4
That only fits ego tanks.
that doesn't even make phone calls. So, yeah, it's a bit shit. Cass, yours wasn't bad. But if you use a tank like pod like mine and it's always full, it doesn't do that anyway. It always works. And I tend to use a tank a day and fill it up before I go to bed anyway. So when I'm upstairs in bed, it's always full. So I'm going to give Mark Ski 5 points. I'm going to give Mark, Cass and Chandler 3 points. And Alex, you can get in the fucking bin, mate. You get 1 point.
Nice.
So there are running points, but also can you do a poll for it? I want to see what the public votes are. What they've just the best one out of, and then just put your names.
Well, hang on, what were they?
So just you put your name.
So well, yours was breathalyzer. Chandler's was Velcro.
Wasn't Velcro? It stuck to anything.
So,
Magnum.
favourite, Mark, Ref, Chandler, Velcro.
Yeah, Mark Ski grip.
Marksky, grip.
Alex with 2014 iPhone 4 vape case.
Yeah.
And Cass with essentially a full pod. That's all he's asking for.
Pressurized tank.
Yeah.
Ah.
Mike MSP wants a vape he can have up his arse and in his mouth at the same time.
Chandler's got one
Nice.
of those. You just got to be. It's quite rigid. You'd have to put a hinge on it. I'm on about your vape cane.
Oh, yeah.
No,
that would work.
I'm sorry, that doesn't get spoken about.
Oh,
Oh yeah, because of that fallout that definitely happened.
well. Can you all vote for yourselves just so that it's even? Because Cass fucking tried to sneak in, and Alex has fucking jumped on the bandwagon. I'll vote for Marksy because I don't know if he's in the Twitch chat.
I am.
Oh, you are? Okay, you can vote for yourself then.
What number was I?
3.
Boom.
Hang on a minute, I've pushed the wrong button.
Yes.
Mark is still not winning. And you gave him a vote and lost yourself one.
Evening, Phil. Good to see you, mate.
Yay, Phil! Can you take one off Mark and put it on mine?
He did.
You did? Oh, thanks.
30 seconds. We'll kill it. 16 votes so far.
Was 12% in votes? Because I can't believe someone else has voted for Alex.
It says at the bottom, unique votes 16.
Yeah, but what is 12% of 16?
Keith
2 votes.
2.
Keith wants to know in YouTube, why does he always tune in when Chris is on a ramble?
Keith, get yourself over to Twitch.
Keith,
Hey, Ian,
Yeah, but Chris will still be on a ramble.
has this not been an interesting exercise?
It's been fun.
it has been fun. There we go. Shall I hit the finish button?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. And we're done. And Marksky wins with a grip.
A landslide.
Surely that should be the point scoring off the poll.
That's that. I'm happy to do that. we could do it. We could do it both. You get points for both. So in that case,
Bonus
Chat,
5 points.
Mark's going to get a bonus 5. Cass would get a bonus 3, and you 3 would get a bonus 1.
Yeah. To be fair, though, all our viewers are thick, so they're all wrong.
Right. let me put the points in. So what's Mark on?
10.
27.
No, Mark.
Yeah, Mark's on 6.
Mark's on.
No, 4.
4.
Chandler's on 4.
Yep.
Mark's gear is on 10. 10? Wow.
Yeah. It's all right. He'll have that lead for a couple of shows if he's not back on.
Alex is on 3.
Yeah.
And I am on 7.
4.
You have
7?
to put Alex and Lloyd because obviously I'm not on next week. Lloyd is.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who next week? Who's going to pose the question?
I'll pose the question as well.
Cool. Nice.
And apparently Mike only
Thank you,
voted for
Mike.
Alex because he felt sorry for him. And those of you on YouTube pressing 1, 2, and 3, get in the bin.
Oh, bless him.
Or get yourselves over to Twitch.
I feel
To
kind of
explain,
bad
it
because they're
only
trying to
works.
do it.
Yeah, the voting only works in Twitch, unfortunately. It would be great if YouTube had that functionality, but it doesn't, which is why we're in Twitch.
Interactivity.
Oh, yes.
That's where it's at.
We like to get people involved.
Cool. I think we're about there then.
Banging.
Yay.
Has no one mentioned a mod with an angle grinder? I'm out.
And if anyone's curious, my invention would be a pod, like a device like this with a built-in battery that charges, like the watches do by kinetic motion.
That'd be cool. A kinetic
The
motion
mechanical
charge.
movement.
Yeah, so
It barely keeps my fucking watch going. That alone pissing.
that's why it doesn't have to exist, Mark.
You'd have to have like a
So that kind of
10
thing
coil.
gets it going. Yours will be fully charged all the time, mate, Chris.
Chandler, yours will by sticking your vape cane up your missus. What? How? Why would I be holding my mod and wanking at the same time?
Oh, mod with a built-in coronavirus testing kit. Well, that's on par with the blow.
Yeah. Yeah, you just blow in.
But there's some of these pod devices that they're not auto fire when you blew into them.
Yeah, some of the
It's
air
got a sound
activated
sensor,
ones.
auto draw.
There were
No, the air activated ones.
no, the diaphragms, weren't they? The diaphragms were getting
Oh, the
stuck
diaphragms.
when you blew
Yeah.
into them.
You know when you suck on a straw and you stick your tongue over the end of it and the liquid stays in the straw? That's what's happening to a lot of the
Someone did a
device.
mixology course.
I know a couple of people I know had issues with motorbikes when they were riding fast and the wind would blow into it and it would just auto fire in their pockets.
Oh yeah, I had that.
I've not,
Yeah.
I've not done that for a while. That felt good.
What's that?
A mod with the capability to jumpstart a car. It'd be fucking big mod.
Yeah, didn't Wismec release something like that not that long ago?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I
Why
think.
wouldn't
I
you be
think,
holding your mod while swanking? Hashtag
I
pro vapor.
I think after everyone's had a chance to ask the question, then we'll put a post up on the VT UK Facebook group and let the public pick a question and go from there. Once we've
Sounds
all had
good.
a go.
Is this market research for a new mod?
Yeah. I'll get working on one that has a phone built in that doesn't make phone calls because it's gonna be a fucking multi-billion
Come
pound.
on, man. You're on spoons. You want another pint. You set your table, press the button, pint
Isn't
comes over.
Phone that doesn't make phone calls, essentially an iPad.
Yeah, an iPad with a fucking C4 attached to it.
Incredible. All right.
Was that us? Are we staying around?
Yeah, I'll hang around for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
So keep timing Diddy out.
Justice would be.
Did. Hang on a minute.
Incredible. Right. If anyone new that's been watching, don't forget to hit the follow. That'll let you know when we're streaming every Tuesday at 8ish. Unless one of us or two of us die in the meantime.
Can we get a vote in the chat to see if they most want to die? I'm joking.
Savage.
Didn't you do that last week? Most likely, who's most likely to get?
No, definitely.
Alex, do you actually remember last week?
Up until the after show. I remember going to bed though.
Honestly.
Oh God, you were everyone's best mate.
It was funny.
Right.
We need more
That's why the
cleavage on
wine today,
here.
not the whiskey.
Yeah. We need more cleavage on here to fit in on Twitch. We actually had complaints, which is why we got rid of our vape model of the week. Yeah, we had complaints about our sexist attitude, so we took away tits and.
Yeah, and it was Channel that bloody complained about it.
To be honest,
Lindsay just said
it was a good call.
Lindsay just said, "Did they really?" I was like, "Yeah." She went, "Fuck you, fuck you, wankers." Right, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Marsky, thanks for joining us. If you want to join us for the after show, I will pop the link in chat as soon as we run the credits. Kaz, say good night.
Night.
Chris, say good night.
Biento.
Chandler,
Good night.
Marsky,
Peace out, man.
Alex.
Nighty night.
Adios, motherfuckers.
Hello. Fun.
Yeah.
Have you muted it? You've not muted it, have you?